All right. Welcome back to the GSMC Wrestling Laureate Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. Just kind of reflect on what we talked about. We talked about our NXT review, AEW Dynamite preview. We talked about UFC, putting WWE back into that Sunday, PLE spot, and then we also, recently talked about Saudi Arabia, their past historical WWE events, how it feels like it's been gradually getting better. I kind of showed examples from 6 events. I believe this is their 10th one. So but that's just my opinion. Absolutely just my opinion. But let's go ahead and move on. Time is flying by. Time flies when you are having fun. Definitely love having fun with you guys, my wrestling laureate, my laureates. I'm just kidding. No, was that lame? Was that weird? Is this awkward now? I'm just kidding. So let's go ahead and move on. So, guys, I recently got this picture from I guess my CCO, my boss, the tribal chief, the main man from the GSMC podcast, Sports Podcasting Network. We have my man Andrew Tate. Sent me this in a message, and I was like, it kind of made me ponder. I kind of thought about it. I was like, dude, honestly, this was definitely thought provoking. Definitely wasn't expecting this. And I'm supposed to be studying. I'm supposed to be studying for a chemistry final that I'm doing tomorrow. So this caught my eye more than that. And I'm like, but imagine these guys in a elimination. You have 8 guys just totally going at it, fighting. So I want you guys to look at the screen and be like, who do you think would probably be the best? Who do you think would be like around the middle? Who do you think would be the worst? So yeah, honestly, in an elimination match, starting from number 1, I'm gonna have to say the first one eliminated is oh man, and I'm not trying to sound like a jerk because I'm like, oh no, 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 no. I'm gonna say Moose. I love Moose. Watch him in TNA, watch highlights, and this guy's a physical specimen. But I feel like, and a lot of people will be like, oh, why didn't you pick EC3 and NWA? NWA is not as popular. If you saw this guy in WWE NXT and the way he made it up to the main card on Raw and SmackDown, where WWE creative, didn't do right by him, basically treated him like kind of like crap. So honestly, I think the first he's the first one eliminated. We have 8 guys. These 8 guys represent their own wrestling organizations that have like 20 to like 60 wrestlers. So these are the top 8 guys. If getting eliminated first bothers you or offends you, that's sad. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. So number 1, I got Moose gone. I got Moose gone. Definitely Moose gone. Next, I'm gonna have to say being eliminated is I don't know. I'm gonna go ahead and say, and I know I might get a lot of scrutiny for this. I'm gonna say Damian Priest. I see Damian Priest leaving next, solely because he recently become the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Recently made it to the main card, the main event kind of status. He's still kind of proven himself to me. If that sounds wrong or weird, but I feel like every single match he's won by cheating. So I just don't really see him, kind of just like Moose. Moose, he has his guys as well. So, the system helping him out in TNA. So obviously that kind of foreshadows of who's going to win. A guy who's, I still low. So obviously I'm going to say the next person to leave. I'm gonna say Swerve Strickland. I love Swerve, definitely love Swerve, but he recently became, he defeated the Samoa submission machine. Very, very, very impressive. He started his wrestling career the late 2010s. Definitely nothing against Swerve. It's his house. He's ruling AEW right now. Obviously deserves all the accolades he's ever fought for because this guy came from nothing. He came from nothing to something. This guy raps. This guy hosts a podcast, and he represents AEW as the World Heavyweight Champion. So definitely, not bothered by, him being the number 6 guy out. So, next I have, oh man, I'm going to go ahead and say EC3. EC3 had a good run, but ultimately at number 5, he's gone. He's the next one that's going to be eliminated. His physicality is crazy. His talent is, immaculate. You can't match his talent. You can't match his intensity inside the ring. He's kind of like, oh man, I can't really compare in terms of the NBA, but when he gets on he's like one of those guys on the basketball courts. When he gets on the court, he turns into a whole different guy. Turns into it's like to the point where dude, I don't even know you anymore. Like one of those things. But EC3, what he's doing in NWA, keeping them relevant. Him and Billy Corgan, I feel like they're doing their best to kind of keep NWA afloat. So definitely had to pay respects to that. Love EC3. He's gone at number five. No, not number five, because then that would make only three people left. So so gone. Number one, we have Moose, Damian Priest, Swerve Strickland, EC3. So at number four. So we have four more left. To be honest, I think, and I'm gonna hate myself because I feel like this is WWE bias, because after he's gone, I feel like it's mostly WWE. I feel like at number five, we're going to have Mark Briscoe. Mark Briscoe, definitely one of my most favorite wrestlers in terms of Ring of Honor, because this guy's willing to do whatever it takes to win. Kind of reminds me of like a Cactus Jack McFoley, do love mankind kind of feel, like where this guy, although he might not have too many, title runs and stuff like that, this guy's experience is just off the wall. It's through the roof, definitely. Like, if you want wrestling tips from somebody, I would, on out of everyone on this list, as prestigious as everyone is, I would choose Mark Briscoe in a heartbeat. I'd be like, sorry guys, this guy's gonna, show me things in wrestling that none of you guys, Damian Priest, Cody Rhodes, John Moxley, EC3, Swerve. I'm like, guys, like this guy knows how to go a little hardcore and go above and beyond to kind of, put on worthy matches, a little hardcore, a little attitude era esque. So yeah, at number five, I have Jay Briscoe. So we got three left. We have Cody Rhodes, John Moxley, Nick Nemeth. Next one to go, going out in number three, I have I have Nick Nemeth. I think Nick Nemeth is going to be he's gone. He's gone. Sorry guys. Love Nick Nemeth, formerly known as Dolph Ziggler from WWE fans. He just has the experience. He has the experience. He definitely won a bunch of titles in TNA, won a bunch of titles in WWE. And I just think that if WWE would have, treated him right, he's an amazing athlete. This guy, I often kind of compared him to Shawn Michaels, because he has that it boy. He has that, "I'm just a sexy boy, sexy boy." Like, he just has that it factor to him. I feel like he can piss people off. He can piss people off. He can make people love him. He's really, really good. He's the show off. And honestly, you gotta respect Nick Nemeth and that he's all, after all he's been through. So now we have our final two. We have Cody Rhodes against John Moxley. John Moxley against Cody Rhodes. Both these guys spent a lot of time in the independent wrestling circuit. Dean Ambrose, love Stardust, but I love Cody Rhodes. I love his story. I love the way he dethroned Roman Reigns after all that happened at WrestleMania 40. But I think the winner out of this is going to be John Moxley. I think John Moxley, he's kind of that mix between, he's that perfect mix in terms of AEW, WWE, Ring of Honor, hardcore, New Japan Wrestling. And Cody, he's great, but he's not really like, if you put Cody Rhodes in a situation where he has to get bloody and brutally battered and a hardcore fist fight. Like Cody Rhodes, I don't know if this is just his on-screen persona, but he wears like a suit. He just looks fresh all the time. He just, I'm like, dude, that guy can't take a barbed wire steel chair to the face. Like, and John Moxley could. Dean Ambrose could absolutely 110% could. He cuts good promos. So does Cody. But I think maybe Cody's a little more like kind of too white collar for me. I like, Dean Ambrose. I like John Moxley. So out of all these champions, my top champion eliminator, the ultimate champions of champions, is going to be my man, John Moxley. So, yeah, guys, that was my list. So I know you guys probably thought a lot more different. I respect that. I love that, actually. I love that a lot better than you guys agreeing with me. A conversation goes a lot better where it's like, oh, I think this and that and the other. And imagine some guy be like, yeah, I agree. And you're like, and some guy's like, dude, you're full of like, like that's it just sparks a lot more, a lot more banter. And that, in terms of the wrestling world, I feel like that's pretty awesome. In terms of the sports entertainment industry, I feel like it's pivotal to kind of have that, all the time. So yeah, hope you guys liked my show. Hope you guys enjoyed everything I talked about today. Went a little overtime. We have Emran's show, the GSMC Soccer Podcast, starting in about 20 minutes. So I'll let you guys go right now. Thank you for tuning in to the GSMC Wrestling Laureate Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. Your support means a lot to us, so please remember to Superman punch that like and subscribe button to the show and leave a positive review here at the GSMC Sports Network. We love peace, love, and positivity all the way. It really does make a difference. It really honestly does make a difference. Please, we invite you guys to like us on and also follow us on Facebook, Twitter/X, TikTok, and Instagram for more content and updates. If I haven't made you a wrestling fan by now, NBA season is absolutely heating up. We have my boy Nelson on basketball. We have Sam on baseball. Baseball, it's a grueling 162 game season. But if you're looking for, highlights, looking for what kind of games to watch, what teams that are, kind of shifting focus in this young season, you want to watch my man Sam. We have women's sports. We also have the Andrew Tate show. We just have sports and sports and sports. So, here at the GSMC Sports Network, we're kind of like the bloodline of sports podcasting. Guys who have passion, guys who have absolute, strive to want to, give the audience the best sports content in the world. And guess what, guys? You don't have to pay for a subscription. We're absolutely 110% free on our YouTube network, Sports Podcasting Network, and we have our, the GSMC, Podcasting Network. You can find us on as well. So once again, guys, thank you for tuning into my show. I love you all. Can't wait to see you guys tomorrow. So hey, have a wonderful night and sleep well. See you tomorrow.